Generic or genuine? Here we go again. Here I go again on my own. Just kidding. I know. Who's singing?
Who's singing?
We wish you could be with us, Casey. Man, we've got another, not hit list, shit list from Rolling Stone again.
From Casey, I might add.
Yeah, Casey did suggest this to us. And
he's very disgusted by the list as we look down.
As am I.
So first off the bat, I think all of these people, a part of the Rolling Stone greatest singers, top 100 of all time.
Yep.
We feel like all of them are genuine artists.
They're all great artists, so there's no point in saying that a
To be
million
considered
times.
even part of the top 1,000 singers, I think you have to be genuine.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, though, there are some generic-ass placements on this list.
There's some really bad ones.
Let's just get into it. So let's start at number 100 with Mary J. Blige.
Probably the youngest person they have on the list.
Right. Which is so funny because they literally, on their top 500 songs of all time list, they were like, we want to take a more contemporary approach to our list making. And then
is
now,
that a joke? That's a joke.
It
right?
is a joke because Rolling Stone is a joke because there's every person on this list has like their music career
is over. Their music career is over.
Or it happened 40 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
Or over 20 years ago.
They are retired or dead.
Right, exactly. So that's one of the issues that I take. I think that we share that issue with this list because it's like, I think Bruno Mars could have been on this list. I think that Rihanna, Beyonce, etc. Lauryn Hill, there's so many.
They're great singers like Mary. So what do we think? Generic or genuine at her at number
Placement?
100? Yeah.
Placement. Generic, I would say, actually, because I would want her to be higher, personally.
Right.
I think that, they get some things right, but this one is definitely wrong. What's your opinion?
Yep, generic.
Yeah.
Right there. So the next one at 99, we got Steven Tyler of Aerosmith.
99th best singer of all time. I could
99.
see that, but I would want him to be higher personally because I feel like Aerosmith, or at least Steven Tyler's voice is so unique and so powerful that, like, I don't know. Personally, I would put it ahead of things like Morrissey, which we'll see later on in the list, but generic
but like,
placement.
These two picks, you're going, oh, I like this person. Oh, I like this person.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at the Rolling Stone, you're like, well,
they're doing something.
How could you argue with them being a part of the, and then you look lower, and that's why that makes it a generic placement.
Yeah, because then you see stuff like, no knock on Howlin' Wolf, because Howlin' Wolf is an amazing blues singer, but I just don't think that Howlin' Wolf should be in front of Steven Tyler or Mary J. Blige.
Right.
And neither should he be in front of Stevie Nicks either, in my opinion, because Stevie Nicks at number 98 is a generic placement, in my opinion, because her voice is so influential because she really brought the alto to popular music, a lower female voice.
Yeah,
actually, if you really think about
voice.
Right, if you think about it, she's one of the, maybe not one of the first people, but it definitely hit the limelight, and it was one of the earlier ones to hit the limelight.
But Rolling Stone loves Fleetwood Mac.
That's another thing. Again, they're not consistent because not only is everyone on this list old, but they love Fleetwood Mac on all their other lists.
And they're going to put the only singer, might I add, at 98. Okay, Rolling Stone. We'll give you a little bit of a round of applause for that one. Such creative intuition for ya. So at 97, we got Joe Cocker.
Joe Cocker, yeah.
Cocker.
Yeah. And he's got a great, he's got a cool solo career. He's got some big hits like Feeling All Right, or With a Little Help from My Friends. Those are some great songs. He covered Cry Me a River, apparently. I like this placement, actually, because Joe Cocker is a great singer, but not...
Born in the 40s.
Well, yeah. But
that has to hold some weight on the list.
What do you
put
mean?
them a little bit lower because you give them respect by having them on the list, but then you put them lower because they're not as relevant.
That's basically what it comes down to. Like,
right?
He had some big hits, but his popularity wasn't near what, like, I would say Stevie Nicks' popularity was. So I like his placement. I think Stevie Nicks should be higher, so I think that was a generic placement. And I think this one actually is a genuine placement because Joe Cocker is very talented, amazing singer, had some great hits, but didn't, break the limelight. And I don't think if you ask anybody nowadays, they would say like, oh yeah, I know who Joe Cocker is.
Yeah. I'll completely agree with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 96, we got BB King.
Yeah. This one is hard for me to determine whether I think it's a generic or genuine placement, but I like having BB King on the list.
It is kind of difficult.
You want it higher?
And then you look at when he was born, and he was born in the 20s, and then I just made the argument for the guy that was born in the 40s. But this guy, BB King, was more popular.
Well, BB King is super.
Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not wrong about that. BB King is one of the most influential blues players to ever pick up a guitar. First of all, second of all, he is also one of the most influential blues singers to in the basically like the 40s and onward, essentially. He hit a height of his fame. When would the height of his fame be? Probably around The Thrill Is Gone. Which I don't remember.
Yeah, it would be in his 20s, so that would be the 40s and 50s.
Yeah. So
genuine.
I could see this one
genuine
being higher
just really close on the borderline.
Yeah.
We can see that he would be 10 places, 20 places higher, but yeah, it's tough to put your thumb on.
Right. At 95, we have Patti LaBelle of the LaBelles, or just LaBelle, excuse me. And definitely she's got some great hits. Lady Marmalade being the one that probably everybody knows.
She is an incredible singer.
Yep.
She's absolutely incredible.
So I could say that I would say maybe this is a little bit more. This is generic ... Because
because she influenced Alicia Keys, Mary J. Blige,
Christina Aguilera, which
Allegra.
I knew you were not even going to try that.
Yeah, I'm not going to try it. Yeah, just like Prosecco, I'm not going to try
Actually,
it.
you got Prosecco right.
I'm getting it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But all right, so we'll say generic on that. We want her higher on the list.
Agreed.
So at 94, we have Karen Carpenter
from
the Carpenters.
Right, back in the 70s was when they had their heyday. I believe
disco, right?
No, this is more like 60s, late 60s pop, early 70s pop.
Oh,
so
cool.
it's just not as rhythmic.
A little bit before.
I think so, yeah. Their music is, I don't know how else to say it, like white people music. I mean, of the time.
Just real simple BS.
Well, it's also like,
what
here's what I'm saying. White people music would be like this 50s song that I saw in music history class where it's like, I have a little dog and his name is Pippi.
The Little Blue Man.
Or that kind of shit. Yeah, exactly.
That one?
That is white people music in my opinion, and this is more towards that, although it's got some pop aspects to it. So like Close to You, for example, is a beautiful song sang beautifully by Karen Carpenter, but again, it's like an orchestration and it's a cute song and stuff, and it's obviously made for like people who want to avoid swear words and avoid non-Christian topics, may I say.
So what are we going to say? Generic or genuine?
I think placement. This is genuine placement because there are a lot of great singers on this list. Like, people have to consider that Freddie Mercury is on this list. Like, if you were to say, okay,
should she be on the list?
Yes.
Yes.
But right where she is actually is perfect, basically, I would say. I mean, It could be lower, but I'd say this is about right.
Cool. So at 93, we have Annie Lennox.
From Eurythmics and her solo career. But let's be honest, we really only know her from Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Everyone knows that song. But
it's the synth keys in the background.
Yeah.
I know the most.
Yeah, the 80s, baby. The 80s. Yeah, I mean, to me, this one, so she influenced Beth Gibbons, Sinead O'Connor, and Duffy. This one, you know what? I'm going to go, this is the first person that probably shouldn't be on the list. And the only reason, not because we're singing.
I love her voice so much.
Her voice is cool.
It's so different.
It is very different. But like the reality is there is a certain level of popularity that helps get people on these lists. And the only reason that she might be considered on this list is just because of that song and that performance. Yeah. And I think that's not enough, in my opinion, when you have literally, I mean, there are thousands of professional singers that are out in the world that, for example, that are working on Broadway that are just ridiculous.
Yeah,
They can
absolutely
sing
ridiculous.
and dance and do backflips. And like, to me, it's like, you got to be really something special to make it on this list. If you're Freddie Mercury, that makes sense to be on this list.
But okay, here's the argument. She is one in front of Karen Carpenter.
Yeah, I mean, and both of them are, they are good singers. There's no doubt about it. But anybody,
Which one is better of the two?
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah, because if you say
they're kind of the same to me.
If you say Annie is better than Karen, then it's like, well, she deserves to be on the list right there.
I agree. I agree. If that was my perspective, I would agree with you. But I just don't know. Maybe I'm questioning whether I believe Karen Carpenter should be on the list or not.
So I think this should be a top 200, and they should be 200 and 199.
Yeah, that could be it.
Something like that. Something like that.
Although personally, I would probably put this next one, number 92, Morrissey, at the 199 or 200 spot, because I just don't like when people sing like this.
Okay, you gotta put someone that sings like that in. You gotta put them in
the list.
You gotta put them in
at 99 or 100, Justin, not 92 in front of Steven Tyler. That just doesn't make sense.
Mary J. Blige.
That's not justified. No way. Morrissey's a better singer than Steven Tyler. What is everyone deaf? Is everyone deaf nowadays? Is that what it is? Do we need to get our hearing checked?
Well, through hearing aids, things sound a lot different, Jack. Maybe you need your hearing checked.
I guess maybe I need my hearing checked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do the beeps. Raise the hand. Raise the arm.
Yeah.
But what, you think this is a generic because they shouldn't be on, but...
Morrissey could be on the list, but I hold that 99 or 100 spot for Morrissey.
Okay, because we have B.B. King and Stevie Nicks right behind these people.
Yep.
But when I look at Karen Carpenter, Annie Lennox, and then Morrissey, it's kind of okay. When I just look at those three right there like that, it's kind of okay. If I don't look up one more...
Soft disagree. Soft disagree with you on that one.
So what are you saying that Morrissey is a generic placement? Is that what you're saying?
It's genuine ... It's kind of it teeters the line.
Yeah, so I think we're along the same lines there. Mm-hmm. I agree with you here.
And then lastly at 91 this week. At 91 we have Levon Helm of The Band. And yes, there's a band named The Band for all you people out there who didn't listen to music in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah. I was born for that, Jack. You know that.
No, you weren't.
Yeah. So it's someone else that was born in the 40s on the list.
Yep.
Again.
Old. Yeah, definitely. It's just, again, funny how Rolling Stone wants contemporary sometimes and then not the other times, Key tracks, The Wait, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. Those are great band tunes.
And then they influenced Jeff Tweedy, Lucinda Williams, John Hyatt.
Yep, right.
Because I know all those people, Jack.
Man, to be honest with you, I don't really know if I know those people that well. And that might be shame on me for that, but also...
No, I was making a joke, Jack.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be one of those.
That's the thing.
It's like, who?
I think Levon Helm could not... Levon Helm could be removed from this list. I hate to say it.
But okay, back on my point about Morrissey.
Morrissey's better than Levon Helm.
Okay. And then so are they better than Karen or Annie?
I would say that Karen or Annie is better than... I would say those three are actually better than Levon Helm. Because Levon Helm is just...
So we found our first absolute generic BS of the list.
Yeah,
right?
it shouldn't be on the list. Because I hold that there are so many amazing, talented singers. It's not to say that this guy is a bad singer. It's just not... It's like comparing, the White Mamba. What's his name? Brian Scalabrine to Kobe Bryant. That's what it's like comparing to. Yes,
oh, man.
They both played in the NBA, and yes, Levon Helm and Stevie Nicks and all these other people, they all sang, but it's different levels. There are different levels to this stuff.
Yeah, you sang professionally, but
that doesn't mean you're as good as Stevie Nicks or Michael Jackson or Freddie Mercury or.
You know what I'm not excited for?
What's that?
81 through 90 because it gets worse. This list
progressively gets worse.
It gets so bad. They have Prince at 30.
Yeah, and they have Michael Jackson at 25. It's just
what is going on? And then they got Missy Elliott at 10. I'm just kidding.
No, get the fuck out of here. Never again with Missy Elliott for any reason at number 10.
Yeah, Missy Elliott.
Oh, so this has been the Cheap Shot Music Podcast.
Please download or stream this podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Please leave a like and or comment on our social medias. It's greatly appreciated.
And thank you everyone for listening.